Wolves steal grizzly kills, and the grizzly almost always backs down. A 100-pound wolf staring down a 700-pound bear and walking away with the food. The grizzly bear is one of the most physically devastating animals on the planet. Its bite force hits around 1,200 psi, enough to crush a cast-iron skillet. Its front paw can deliver a strike with the force of a small car impact. It has no natural predators. No animal in North America is built to fight it and win. And yet, wolves do it constantly. Not by strength, not by size, by something far more dangerous than either. In Yellowstone National Park, researchers have spent decades watching what happens when these two animals meet at a kill site. The data is extraordinary. In documented interactions, wolves displaced grizzly bears from fresh kills over 100 times in a single study year alone. Over 100 times. A grizzly that could end any individual wolf in a single swipe, retreating again and again from animals it outweighs by 600 pounds. This is not a fluke. It is not a rare event. It is a pattern, and understanding why it happens will change the way you think about what power actually means in the wild. First, do not underestimate the bear, because what a grizzly is capable of physically is almost beyond comprehension. An adult male grizzly in Yellowstone weighs between 400 and 790 pounds depending on the season. In the weeks before hibernation, a grizzly enters a phase called hyperphagia, eating up to 20,000 calories a day, sometimes for months. Its fat reserves alone can exceed 400 pounds. Its claws reach 4 inches in length, not for killing primarily, but for digging. Grizzlies excavate entire hillsides hunting for ground squirrels and roots. Those same claws, used as a weapon, can peel bark from a tree or open a vehicle door, and a grizzly can run up to 35 miles per hour over short distances, faster than any human, fast enough to chase down an elk, a skull thick enough that most carnivore bites cannot penetrate it, neck muscles so dense that a grizzly can drag a full-grown moose carcass uphill without stopping. This is an animal engineered by millions of years of evolution to dominate every environment it enters. And wolves, on paper, have no business competing with it. So why do they? The wolf's advantage is not physical. It never was. Grey wolves in Yellowstone run in packs averaging between 4 and 12 animals, though packs of 15 or more have been recorded. Each wolf weighs between 80 and 130 pounds, roughly the size of a large German shepherd. But the pack does not function as a collection of individual animals. It functions as a single distributed intelligence. Every member has a role. Communication is constant, through posture, eye contact, vocalization, scent. Decisions happen in real time across the entire group simultaneously. When wolves encounter a grizzly at a kill, they do not attack head-on. They would lose. Instead, they run a strategy that researchers have described as one of the most tactically sophisticated behaviors documented in any non-primate carnivore. One wolf, sometimes two, approaches the grizzly from the front. Directly, fearlessly, while the bear fixes its attention on that threat, other wolves move to the flanks and rear. The grizzly turns. The wolves shift. The bear charges, and the wolves split, regroup, and resume. This cycling continues until the bear is exhausted, overheated, or simply gives up. The wolves never needed to hurt the grizzly. They just needed to cost it more energy than the meal was worth. But wolves do not always walk away clean. Grizzlies kill wolves. It happens. When a wolf misjudges a charge, when the timing is off, when the pack is small, when a lone wolf gets too close, the bear's reaction is instant and lethal. A single blow from a grizzly's forelimb has been documented breaking the spine of a wolf on impact. The bear does not need to bite. It does not need to pin. One contact can end the encounter permanently. Female grizzlies with cubs are particularly dangerous, unpredictable, faster to escalate, and far less likely to retreat from any provocation. Wolf packs that have tested a mother grizzly have paid for it. Cubs die, but so do wolves. Experienced packs learn to read the bear. Young wolves, those on their first or second season, get it wrong more often. Yellowstone researchers have noted that wolf pack losses near kill site confrontations skew heavily toward younger animals. The learning curve is paid for in lives. Yellowstone is the only place on Earth where we can watch this dynamic play out in real time, at scale, across decades of data. And what that data reveals goes far beyond a simple question of who wins a fight. Before 1995, there were no wolves in Yellowstone. They had been hunted to extinction in the region by the 1920s. Without wolves, elk populations exploded. Elk grazed riverbanks bare, trees disappeared, rivers, without roots to hold the soil, began to erode and shift course. Then wolves came back, and within years the rivers began to change shape. Not because wolves directly fixed the rivers, but because elk, now hunted, stopped standing still in open valleys. They moved, they avoided certain areas. Vegetation returned, roots held banks, water slowed, channels narrowed and deepened, and grizzlies? They got fatter. Because wolves were now doing the hard work of bringing down elk, and grizzlies, faster and stronger at a carcass than any wolf, moved in to take the prize. The two predators were not just competing. They were feeding each other in the most brutal way possible. So here is the answer to the question. One-on-one, the grizzly wins. Every time. There is no version of a solo wolf versus grizzly encounter that ends well for the wolf, but that question, one-on-one, is the wrong question. Wolves do not live alone. They do not fight alone. They do not think alone. At the pack level, over the course of a season, wolves claim more food from shared kill sites than grizzlies do. Not because they overpower the bear, because they outthink it, outlast it, and outmaneuver it. At a cost the bear consistently decides is too high. The grizzly is the strongest individual predator in the ecosystem. Pound for pound, strike for strike, there is nothing in North America that matches it. But the wolf pack is something the grizzly cannot be. It is not one animal. It is a single mind spread across 12 bodies, and that, in the wild, is a different kind of apex. The rivalry between grizzlies and wolves is not about one species dominating the other. It is about two completely different evolutionary strategies, raw individual power versus collective intelligence, running head-to-head in the same landscape. Neither wins permanently, neither loses permanently. But every winter, across the snow-covered meadows of Yellowstone, that contest gets run again. And the outcome is never as simple as the size of the animals involved. The wolf that steals from grizzlies and walks away is not the strongest animal in the park. It is the smartest team in the park. And in nature, those two things are rarely the same. If you want to see what happens when a lone predator faces impossible odds without a pack behind it, the next video is going to hit differently. Subscribe so you do not miss it.